Not a day goes by that we don't see some parody featuring US presidential candidates Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton or both. Much is made of the pouting, the little hand gestures, the way they deliver their message. So we were interested to find out a little bit more about what signals each of them are giving out, whether the key to success is in their body language. Hence us inviting body language expert Suzanne Masefield back to join us this morning. Thank you for coming in. Good to see you again.
Welcome.
So, first of all, and they must surely be aware of it, but how aware are they of the body language they're actually giving off?
I think they are aware to some degree. I mean, there's certainly some contrived movements. Hilary does a lot of hand on heart, and, you know, her whole posturing is about collaboration and stability. So she's actually exhibiting a lot of body language that's supposed to represent that, whereas Trump is power and change. You know, and everything about him is about power.
It's interesting, isn't it? I'm hoping that we've got some pictures which we'll be able to run, and then we can actually make some observations, or we'll get your observations, rather. I don't really want to hear what I'm going to say about their body language. But, so let's just look at this. Tell us what you observe when you see this, apart from smug.
Yeah, I mean, he's connecting with the audience, and the thumbs up, if you think about what they used to do in the Roman days, you know, this is all about me. Thumbs up. Thumbs up are all about confidence. They link to the brain. They're a direct relation to that. And these hand gestures that he does, particularly the ones where he's actually got the fingers up, it's, you know, take notice of me, but I don't really care what you're thinking.
Interesting, isn't it? It's all about me. Tell us about this relationship that he has with his wife, because it's played a central role recently.
Yeah, well, when you actually see him with most of the people he works with, including Mike Pence, his new running mate, he puts his arms around them. So there's a ownership about it, and, you know, he does the hand pointing, you know, look at this person, but it's really, it's again, I've got this person. There's an ownership. He does it with his wife, he does it with his daughter, and he does it with his running mate. So it is very much all about him.
Fascinating, isn't it? OK, let's have a look at Hillary Clinton then. Let's have a look at a bit of vision of her and see what you've picked out about how she behaves.
OK, again, her hand gestures, you know, the hands up. When we're actually looking at that, there is a power aspect to this. And she's wanting to connect with the audience. She's walking around quite a bit. She's quite a contained person normally.
There's the hand on
hand on the heart. You know, but if you look at the audience,
I'm happy for grandmothers.
Yeah. Now, this is really interesting. She talks about, I'm happy. And I think the challenge with Hilary, we've got the arms behind, the hands behind again. So there's a hidden aspect to things. And that's where I was interested in what was the difference between Trump and Hillary. And Hillary is very contained in her movements, but she's also hidden. So she'll say, I'm happy about something, but her facial expressions don't show happy. And everything we think and feel is exhibited in our body language. So it's all masked with her. So there's this containment, whereas with Donald, it's the opposite. Everything's very extrovert. He's the master of hyperbole and exaggeration to a large degree, and doesn't really care what people think. So there's and his gestures are very big, in and out.
So much of the hands with him, and absolutely very, very little from her. It's fascinating, isn't it? Who do you think is the more skillful communicator?
I think she's more practiced. I think she's definitely more practiced, and she's utilising her body with probably a lot more awareness than he is. He's just being him, and I think that's what's attracted a lot of people to him, because he's very open. The hand gestures in and out show that he thinks on the spot. You know, he's an impulsive thinker.
Interesting, isn't it? Now, we're going to see a lot of, now that the parties are done and the candidates have been sort of formalised, we're going to see a lot of head-to-head. What do you think you'll see, or we'll see, in the two of them as they approach each other directly?
I think it's going to be really, really interesting. I'm really looking forward to it, actually, because he's very aggressive. You know, there's absolutely no boundaries with what he says. He says exactly what comes into his head, irrelevant of whether it's good, bad or indifferent, which actually some people are wanting to hear at the moment. But with her, she's very contained, she's very masked. All her facial expressions generally are very masked.
So she'll keep her head down and her demeanour tight, whereas we're more likely to see from Donald Trump more of this sort of, I mean, you know, much more sort of aggressive, sort of open stuff.
Much more open and power over. You know, he's doing a lot more dominant postures. And with her, she's actually starting to open up a lot more. I've noticed in these last two debates where she's actually, you know, using much bigger, she's going from right to left, so she is quite versatile in her thinking. She can adapt with her thinking to work on the spot, but not quite as creative as him.
Final question, and I need just a name. Who would you trust more from observing their body language?
Ooh, hard one, that one. I think it's a tough call, actually. I think it would be tough between them. I rated them on power. For him was an 8.
Yeah.
For her was a 7. Likeability and warmth for him was a 3. For her was a 4. And presence, which is actually about the ability to influence, for him is an 8 because he is very charismatic. And for her, it was a 7. So they're very close.
Interesting. Well done for avoiding the trust question, Suzanne Masefield, body language expert. Thank you for coming in. Good to see you again.
You're welcome.